special seminar of the Middle East Institute at the National University of Singapore on the ongoing crisis in Syria. I think everybody here knows we have a room full of our colleagues from the Institute and visitors from outside, and I think everybody here knows how important Syria has been in the calculus of Middle East politics for a very long time. In some ways, Syria, by virtue of its location and its political project, has been often seen as a kind of a keystone in the puzzle of the structure of politics in the Eastern Mediterranean. Back in the 1960s, Patrick Steele wrote a book about Syria's role in the regional system called The Struggle for Syria. And the theme of that was that Syria was, in some sense, an apple to be picked or a prize to be won, perhaps kind of a little power vacuum in a neighborhood in which the neighbors, whether they be Hashemites from Iraq or from Jordan or forces of other ideological persuasions, Syria was an object, something to be struggled over. Then later on, Patrick Steele wrote another book, and this was after Hafez al-Assad had brought a blanket of stability to what we had previously called a Praetorian state. And the book was a rather, I would say, sympathetic biography of Assad, and the subtitle was The Struggle for the Middle East. And the implication was that by that time, Syria was not being acted upon so much as it was acting upon others. And Patrick Steele noted the kind of important influence that Syria exerted over all of its immediate and somewhat more distant neighbors. Well, times have changed, and now we're in a situation where Syria has fallen into a state of chaos. And even as we look at the daily news today, the bloodletting goes on, the ferocity of the regime's attempt to restore dominance is unabated. Big powers are becoming more unhappy with the situation, and the Syrian opposition, some parts of it are calling for international assistance, other parts are saying, no, that's not such a great idea. So what we've done here this morning is to bring one of the foremost of the new generation of political scientists working on the Middle East, and a man who works on Syria in particular, and he is Dr. Bassam Haddad, who is a PhD from Georgetown University, where I was actually involved with his doctoral work, and who has just published a book, which we have just acquired for the Middle East Institute Library, Business Networks in Syria, published by Stanford University Press. He was just telling me before we all joined us that he's been very busy, as you might imagine, trying to analyze and explain to others the murky situation in Syria. Lately, we were deprived of one outstanding journalistic voice who had helped enlighten us about Syria and many other issues in the contemporary Middle East, who's Anthony Shadid of the New York Times, who died in Syria, and most unexpectedly. We certainly lament that loss, but we must continue to do our best to analyze the situation. And so what we're going to do here this morning, as we always do at these meetings, is to have an informal set of presentations followed by some discussion from